Mafe.
Hi, Andrea. Sorry.
So, okay. Today we need to start a new unit, the C3 one. And here we have a bit of the future continuous. So I think that's new. But the other two things are kind of things that we have already seen because we have something about relative clauses, like I'm the person who told you that, and passive modals, which is the passive voice with modals, like this can be seen, this might be. So it will be just reviewing, but we'll be looking at the future continuous.
Okay.
So, could you please read instructions?
Yeah, sure. Jackie has confessed the truth about how she and Dean framed Nick, and Nick and Talia recorded her confession. Nick decided to visit his coach at his office. Look at the picture. Nick has just arrived at coach's office. Both coach and Dean are there. Predict, what do you think will happen? Nick will play the video.
Probably, yeah. I'm guessing he will want to show it. All right, let's see.
Dean and Coach, just the two people I wanted to see.
Nick, sorry, man. Tough break. But you know what they say. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
You like that saying, do you, Dean? Well, how about this one? If you're going to stir the pot, be prepared to lick the spoon.
I don't know what to say, Nick. Are you going to be okay?
Ah, you bet. I've got something I want to show you both.
My brother heard that Nick had gotten rid of his agent. Actually, Dean had something to do with that too. So I went to Nick directly and offered him $100,000 to endorse a pair of shoes. I was very convincing, if I must say so myself. Anyway, Nick agreed, and I got it all recorded. Of course, the recording had to be edited to make it sound like Nick was accepting a bribe, which Dean took care of.
That lying.
Oh, Dean, I'd keep quiet if I were you. See, we got hard evidence from Jackie. Turns out my conversation wasn't the only one she recorded.
I'm not going to stand here and listen to these lies and manipulations. I'm out of here.
All right, Dean. We'll deal with you later. Well, I don't know what to say, Nick. I am so sorry you had to go through all this.
Thanks, Coach.
We're starting practice in an hour. You'll be there, right?
Absolutely. But I might be late. There's someone I have to see first.
Okay. So yes, that's right. Nick plays the video for both the coach and Dean. And how was his reaction?
Whose reaction? Coach or
Dean's
Dean?
reaction.
He was surprised and angry.
Yeah. What did he say about his sister?
Oh, what did he say?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I think he said it was all a lie.
Yeah. He kind of denies what she's saying. Yeah. And how was Nick? Did he look satisfied?
Yeah, he was very happy. I think he feels very succeed. Yeah, because of that, because the coach now know the truth about what happened to Nick.
Okay, yes, that's true. What do you think will happen to Jackie and Dean now?
Or probably they will fight, or they would talk about why she did this to him.
To him, yes.
To him, yeah, sure. No, I think that there is nothing they can do for that. She said the truth. They make a video, so nothing they can, nothing. I mean, Dean can do nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, will this story change Talia's career? What do you think?
What? What did you say?
Will this story change Talia's career?
I don't know. I mean, she made all of this to help Nick, not for her career. I mean, it will help her in some way, but the purpose of this, it wasn't for her career, I think.
Okay. Yes, probably not.
But some way, yeah, probably it will help. Like she was true about the video, she couldn't, the tape that it didn't work. So probably her boss now believe her.
Yeah, probably her boss is gonna believe her now.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you notice anything with the future continuous in that video? Not sure if I heard something with.
I'm not sure.
I think they didn't use it. Not sure.
They probably use.
They probably did. We didn't catch it. Okay, but basically the future continuous is a form of a future tense. And the thing about it is that, well, it's a continuous form, like the ones that we've been seeing. So it has the verb be and ing. So it's any future form with the verb be and ing. Like I will be saying, I will be talking, we will be looking at this. So it is actually quite used, more than we would use it in Spanish, I would say. You know how every single class I am like, okay, so today we're going to be looking at the future continuous and this and that. So that actually is the future continuous, right? We're going to be looking, that's the future continuous, because it's a future form and it's in the continuous tense. So we're going to see. Now, according to this, we use it to talk about future situations or future events that will be in progress in a specific time in the future. So, yes, they used it. The coach said, we'll be practicing this afternoon, right? So he used the future continuous, we will be practicing, to talk about something, an event that's going to happen in the future tense in a continuous form. So they're not going to practice just once. They're probably going to be practicing for maybe the whole afternoon. So it's something that will be in progress in the future. So if we look at the timeline, this is now, and in the future, they will be practicing. So maybe they are going to start at 3 p.m. and finish off at 7. So they're going to be practicing the whole afternoon. So when we use it, we're not interested in when the activity will start or end. We're just interested that it'll be happening in a progressive time.
Mm-hmm.
And as any continuous form, we don't use it with non-action verbs. We do not say, he will be having a headache, or he will be liking soccer. We cannot use it with a non-action verb. Now the form. The form is basically any future. So it could be the simple future with will, or it can also be going to. So basically any future tense, will or going to. I'm gonna maybe plus the verb be, because it's continuous, so we always need the verb be. So will be, going to be, plus ing form. In any tense, ing form. So for example, I could say, let's see. So I could say, I will be working tomorrow with will. Or I could also say, I'm going to be working tomorrow. So no matter what tense it is, it's a future tense and the verb be, and then the ing form. Future, verb be, and ing.
Okay.
We can use contractions. We can say, she'll be waiting for you instead of she will. So she'll be waiting for you. Or Dean will be waiting. It'll be raining tomorrow. We may use contractions. So Nick will be playing, or Nick is going to be playing in the next game. And we can use contractions with be going to. He is going to be playing. He's going to be playing. He's gonna be playing. So we can use contractions. And that's it.
So this contraction gonna
Yes.
is going to be.
I mean, no. Going to is gonna. But be, you need to say it. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yes, you
So
can.
going to.
Gonna means going to, just going
Yeah.
to. So you still need the verb be, right? So he is gonna be. I'm gonna be playing.
Wanna is
Wanna.
one.
Want to.
Okay.
You know, everything with to is usually contracted, at least when speaking.
Okay. Another example.
Okay, hold on. So going to, gonna. Want to, wanna. You can also say got to, gotta. You can also say try to, trying, right? Where is it? But only when you're speaking, I would say. Well, even when you're writing, trying. Kind of, well, that's off, right? What else? Yeah, I think those are with to. And with off, so you know, like kind of, kinda, sort of, sorta. But yes, with to, I would say those. There might be more. I'm sure there are more. Have to. I mean, you don't write it that much, but you say have to. Have to go. So yeah. You can even contract it more, you know, the going to, when it's I. So I'm going to, I'm gonna, I'ma. So you can say, or sometimes you just say like, I'm gonna. So I'm gonna go. You don't say I'm gonna go, I'ma go. So you can contract it too.
Wow.
So yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going off topic. Okay. So, do you have any questions so far? Because I have another presentation. We can take a look. So I would say, you know, the future.
Sorry. In the negative form, I can use want, right?
Want? Yes, for will, want, or for the be going to is not or are not. I'm not, right? I'm not going to be practicing. The same way you form the negative form of will and going. You can form questions too. If it's going to, are you going to be practicing or will you be practicing? So it's the questions in the negative form is in the same way that you do negative and questions with will and going to.
So the questions with will you be practicing?
Exactly. Will you be practicing? So it's the same as will, right? Will you practice? It's the normal way. Will you be practicing? Or are you going to practice?
Yeah.
Are you going to be practicing? Yeah. Is that okay? Any questions?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, sorry, I have a question. When we talk about future continuous, we have to emphasize the time. Like, I will be playing soccer tomorrow or the next day, or I can use it without using this future.
I mean, both are okay. You know, usually when you talk about the future in general, you specify the time. In general, you know, even with will or going to, but it's not, you know, it's not like a need. So you can do it if it's obvious or something, you can just leave that out.
Okay.
So yeah. So like this one, Russians will be celebrating Victory Day with parades and dances on the streets. It's kind of obvious that it's gonna be Victory Day, so I don't know what. Yeah. I wanted to see the uses because the one that we have, it's obviously the first one, actions that are happening in progress. But there are more, I would say. So for example, we also use it to talk about habits or repeated actions that are going to happen in the future. So if we're going to be doing something in a, repeatedly in the future, we can use the future continuous. Like in 100 years time, we will be having holidays in other planets. So it's not that it's going to be in a continuous way, but it's something that we're going to repeat all over again. Every single year, we will be having holidays. So it's a repeated action in the future. Or habit, right? We will be, I don't know, drinking coffee instead of water, or drinking milk instead of water. Or we will be breathing, I don't know, breathing with a helmet. So habits, repeated actions in the future. And to be honest,
in this case, when we're using in 100 years time, we're emphasizing this to use will be having holidays in other planets.
I mean, you can, what do you mean?
In 100 years time for using the past, the future continuous.
Yes, but you don't have to specify, right? You can, if you're just talking about the future, you can say in the future we'll be having holidays in other planets.
Okay.
It could be anytime. If it's implied, if you're talking about what will happen in the future, you don't have to even mention it. So I think we'll be having holidays in other planets. So it's not necessary to emphasize the time. Now there's one more use, which is, I don't know, we do this in Spanish too a lot. The future continuous, for some reason, sounds a bit more polite, maybe sounds a bit nicer than just the future, the normal one. So it sounds nice if I say, I don't know, during this course, we're gonna be, we're gonna be having theory and practice classes. So it sounds nicer if I say it that way than just saying we will have practice and theory classes. For some reason, it's just like when you say will or going to, it's a bit like it's something that's already decided, I guess. When you have ing, it's, I don't know, it sounds more polite. It's like somehow you're kind of considering the other person too. Like, all right, not this one here, maybe this one. So for example, in questions, it's more polite. If you say, what time will you leave tomorrow? You say, what time will you be leaving tomorrow morning? It sounds better. Like, the same as in Spanish, right? ¿A qué hora te irás? Or, ¿a qué hora se irá mañana? ¿O a qué hora se estará yendo? I don't know. Maybe not the same, but it sounds nicer. It sounds more polite, especially when you're talking to somebody that you don't have that much, that is not your friend or something. It's like more polite in general. So will you be working next week? ¿Estará trabajando la próxima semana? Kind of hard to explain, but it just sounds better.
Oh, yeah.
So in general, there's no difference. So if you say, you can use both anytime you want. So if you say, next week, I'll visit, even if it's something, a one-time thing. So next time I visit my grandma. And if you say, I'll be visiting my grandma, there's no difference. It's exactly the same. So it's like an alternative. Like another way to say.
For me, the second one is like you're anxious to visit your grandma. Like, I will be visiting my grandma this week.
Yeah.
The first one is like, next week I will visit my grandma. Like, you have to visit your grandma. Probably an obligation.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, you're right. So visiting my grandma has no emotion. When you're saying, I'll be visiting my grandma, yeah, it's kind of like you're excited to see your grandma. Yeah, I'm gonna visit my grandma. Probably, yeah. Yeah, that too. So both of them are the same. Usually the second one is, the first one is a bit more direct, but the second one is like you're sugarcoating it a bit. It sounds a little bit more, I don't know. So they are arriving tonight. They will be arriving tonight. I'm not using the car. I won't be using the car today. The same. It's an alternative. Just. So feel free to use it whenever you want instead of the future. Just be careful that it's not something that's a non-action verb, right? Like, I will be having a headache, or I will be knowing this by tomorrow. So if it has to be something that can actually happen in more than just 1 second, or something that could take place. But feel free to use it whenever you want instead of any future form. You can use some time expressions if you want. At this time tomorrow, I will be having lunch. At this time next week, I will be visiting my grandma. On Thursday, I will be doing this during the next few months, next decade. Yes. Is that okay? Any questions now?
No, no, it's okay.
So, Julia. Okay. So you know that there's a difference, right, between will and be going to. Usually will is for unpredicted events and be going to is for plans. But even then, there's that difference is kind of lost too. So kind of the same. Be going to, will.
Sorry, what did you say that? You said that will is unpredictable things? Or
Yeah. Yeah, will is for unpredicted events. So somebody's knocking the door, you will go get it because you didn't expect that. You're not planning to that somebody knocks the door and you get it.
I'm going to.
Going to is for plans, right? So I'm going to
Okay.
watch a movie tonight. So you're planning ahead.
Okay.
But that difference is also kind of lost. So tell me some things. What do you think you'll be doing next summer?
Next summer. Uh, hmm? Wow, I don't know. When the summer start?
I'm not sure. I know it's December.
Oh, okay.
I think so because yeah, December, November maybe.
Okay, I will be in next summer. I will be attending my cousin's graduation.
Okay, nice. Awesome. And what will you be doing this summer? Like next month?
Yeah, that next month. I talk about next month
Okay. Okay, yes.
because
Is
we're not in summer.
okay, yeah, that makes sense. Next summer and then is next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not in summer yet. Okay. And in 5 years' time, what will you be doing?
So what I will be doing or what I want to be doing? Because I don't know what I will be doing in 5 years.
Make a prediction.
Okay.
What do you think you will be doing?
Wow. I will be 29. In 5 years from now, probably I am going to be working in my own company.
Okay.
And having my time for having my time to do what I want to do. I spend my time traveling or I don't know, don't have a strict schedule. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What will your company be?
I'm not sure now. I mean, I have an idea with my brother to have a freeze fruit. Like I don't know how to explain. It's like this fruta no orgánica, como que lo congelas en seco.
Okay, like frozen food.
Frozen, yeah, frozen,
Okay.
frozen food, yeah.
Right. So any type of food?
Any type of food.
Okay.
It's like fruta deshidratada.
Ah, yeah. Got it. Okay.
Have you ever tasted one of these?
Yeah, I mean,
Not the same as fruta deshidratada. It's different.
okay. So something new.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look it up because I don't know. So what do you say?
Fruta deshidratada.
Okay. Here. Like arándanos?
Yeah, any kind of fruit. No, this is fruta deshidratada.
All right.
But what I'm talking about is like with air, with frozen air. Like it gives the same way, but in just small.
Okay, so you're not only gonna be dehydrating like this type of fruit because this is only with this type of fruit, you know. So like
Yes.
in the apples and bananas, you're gonna be
Yeah.
freezing them.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That sounds interesting. I've never heard of that. So
No,
even
it's delicious. It's delicious. Yeah.
I think that can be a good thing here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I heard that someone in Santa Cruz had the idea too. So I was wondering if she started. I was sad because I thought that it was my idea, but it wasn't.
It was your idea. That happens sometimes, but it's if two people think
Yeah,
about the
but,
same thing at the same time,
yes, it doesn't mean that.
it doesn't mean it's not.
Yes.
And it can be a success too. Yeah.
Yeah, could be. But it's in 5 years. You know, I it's different, I think. It we have a lot to prepare if we want to introduce this in the market.
Yeah, of course. Very much. All right. What about 10 years down the line? What do you think you'll be doing?
Wow, 10 years. By 10 years. Is it okay? By 10 years?
In 10 years, right?
Okay.
If you say-
10 yeah. In 10 years, I hope I will 10 years. Wow, 34. Okay. I hope I will be taking my kids to the park. I hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will be having kids in 10 years.
Yeah. Sorry?
So you will be having kids in 10 years.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, 34.
Okay. What about when you're 65? What would you like to be doing by then?
By 65. Oh, wow. Tough question. I don't know. At 65, what normally? When I will be 65, is it okay if I use
When I am 65.
when I am 65? When I am 65, I think I am going to be traveling around the world. That would be
Okay.
different because I mean I want to travel now, and when I will be 32, but it's different, and I want to be traveling with my partner, with my husband. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it will be a different experience.
Yes, it's a different kind of experience.
Yeah.
Like the grandma cool.
The cool grandma with your icon.
Grandma, yeah.
Yeah, could be. So yes, I assume you don't have anything else to do, when you're 65.
Yes.
So if you have enough savings and everything, then you better enjoy it, before you. Yeah.
In in the States, most people at this age used to travel, used to take cruise or travel.
Like in the past or now?
No, now. Now, if most people
Uh,
at this 50,
yeah.
55, because it's not that you're too old. 65.
Yeah, that's right. 65 is not that much.
Yeah.
So yes, 65. Hopefully you're still able to do a lot of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it's easier to travel, when you're there. So, yeah. Okay. So any questions about the future continuous?
No, I don't think so.
So
At the when we finish all these grammar part, in the day, I don't have questions. And even when I do the homework, I don't have questions. Like, I know when to use it. But the problem is when I talk or when I write, I'm not sure what kind of time I have to use.
whenever that happens, you're speaking and you feel like, okay, so what should I use? Try to write down what you're supposed to, what you were saying, so that you can ask later.
Okay.
I think that's the best way, one of the best ways one good strategy to learn. Every time that you come with, or you face something that you don't know about, just try to always write it down until you get used to it. So it's a
Okay.
great way to write things down, yeah. And then you can ask them. So usually, I would say there are a lot of tenses, and that's right. And sometimes it could be hard to identify which one you have to use. But it's not supposed to be that hard either, because you should only have 3 times in mind, so present, the past, and the future. And then it's easier because when you talk about the past, most of the time you're just going to use the simple past. Now, there are some times that you're going to use other tenses. You can use has to, but that's going to come later. So I don't know. You shouldn't think that much about all that kind of thing. Just try to speak and listen to other people speak too. And you're going to realize what tenses they're using. Okay,
Yeah.
so the vocabulary part we have, Jackie has decided to come forward. So we're gonna be looking at some expressions with come. So I'm guessing it's gonna be some phrasal verbs.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So yeah, there are actually tons of phrasal verbs with the with the verb come. So the first one here is to come about. Do you know what it is?
No. No.
So can you read?
Yeah, sure. To happen or develop.
Basically that. It's like
Que venir.
I'm sorry?
No, tiene que venir o
No.
no. No.
I mean, this does not have to. This is the present perfect. Have come about.
Uh-huh.
They have happened gradually as the market has grown. You know? So it's a tense. Have come about is not have to come about. It's just have the present perfect. So come about is, maybe I would say a better word would be evolved.
Evolve.
I mean, not a better word, but it's kind of like the meaning of come about. Evolve. So it's about the process of how things happen. So changes in company policy have evolved gradually as the market has grown. So they have developed, they have evolved,
Evolve.
they have kind of progress.
Evolucionar.
Yes, exactly. So progress too. They have progressed gradually as the market has grown. Progresar, evolve, happen, develop. That's come about. So then we have to come across. That's quite common.
No. It's
Come
new.
Okay, you can read.
Yeah, to meet someone or discover something, usually by chance.
Okay. So come across means encontrar. So by chance, by accident. Honestly, I wouldn't use it that much for people. Like encontrarse con alguien en la calle. I would use run into for that.
Yeah, ran into.
But when you talk about things, maybe you were doing your, I don't know, you were unpacking a box and you came across this picture of your grandma when she was 10. So you came across, te encontraste con algo. You know, so you were doing something and you came across something. So usually when you're looking for things, when you're unboxing or cleaning something, you came across something. Marpesa came across the picture of her former classmate while reading a magazine. So she accidentally found the picture of her former classmate.
Found.
Encontrarse con él.
Mm-hmm.
To come between.
To come between, no.
Okay.
Meterse en medio.
Exactly. To come between two people.
Uh-huh.
Yes. So
It'll always in a relationship.
Yes, but not necessarily a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Even a friendship. So she came up, I don't know, she came between me and my best friend, and we're in a fight right now. So come between, yeah. My parents don't like Polo, and I'm afraid he's coming between us. So se está entreponiendo, right?
And
And it's not always gonna be a person or people that come between other people. It could also be like maybe work. I feel like work is being, I don't know, coming between us. So,
my family and
I'm sorry?
Oh, well, are you saying that I think my work is coming between my family?
I think work maybe is coming between my family and me. It's always gonna be between two
Super.
people, two integrants. So coming between us or between you and me or she and him.
Okay.
Then we have to come by.
Pasar.
Kind of. Come by is visit, right? Pasar too, because it's like visit for a short time. You're not really gonna be there and stay there. So it's like, exactly. So de pasada. You're going somewhere else, you can come by before you go somewhere else. So come by.
Can I use like Fernanda came by to visit us?
That will be redundant, right?
Yeah.
Because came by is
We're-
already.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
come by, drop by too. She dropped by. When you trying to say to visit someone but actually visit them and stay there for a while, use also with come over. So come over. It's visitar, but an actual visit. So you're not just dropping by, you're gonna stay there.
Come by is for a short time.
Yes, exactly. De pasada. Why don't you come by before you go to this concert?
Okay.
Come down to?
No. If a problem or difficult situation come down to something, that is the most important point or idea to consider.
So it's like the bottom line. So everything comes down to means like todo se reduce a, everything comes down to understanding that people are different. So todo se reduce a, like that's the most important thing. It all comes down to being able to get along when you're buying a car. Or I don't know. When you're studying racial verbs, it all comes down to understanding how they are used.
Okay.
And you need to use it with a gerund after to. It all comes down to being, to understanding.
Always?
Memorizing.
Gerund? Always with a gerund?
Okay. Always with a gerund.
Okay.
You know that after prepositions, you usually use a gerund, right? About being, for being, to being. Okay, now that's come down to, right? Now, what about come down with? You know what it is?
It's the same for a... No. No. To become sick with a particular illness. Illness.
Illness.
Illness.
So it basically means pegarse algo, I think, in Spanish. O contagiarse con algo.
Okay.
So when I was on vacation, I came down with a bad cold. So usually contagiarse. Came down with this or that.
Okay. ¿Siempre contagiarse?
It's also not necessarily contagiarse from someone else, but enfermarse. Like it could also be maybe something that's not necessarily contagious. It could be something maybe
That
I
you
came
eat.
down. Yes, yeah, you could say I came down with a stomach infection. So
Mhm.
yeah, I guess it refers to come down with. It's like you are, I don't know, kind of derrotado por, so it's kind of come down with.
Can you give me an example, not for a illness?
It's always for an illness.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's with, it's always for an illness.
Okay. Okay.
To come forward. This is what Jackie did, right? She came forward.
Yeah.
Know what it means?
To help.
Yes, help. To offer help. To offer to help someone in an official position with a crime or problem. So it's like, usually it's used to talk about witnesses. So a witness needs to come forward with the truth.
Testigos.
Yeah, it's usually used for witnesses.
Uh-huh.
But it could also be for anybody to come forward. Yeah, I don't know if there should be a word for that in Spanish, but it's, I don't know. Let's look it up. Come forward. So, presentarse, but usually as a witness, or volunteer.
Ofrecer.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, it's probably for witnesses. So like, you take,
It's correct, like move on.
move forward,
Yeah.
move on. No, I mean,
No, move on.
move forward is move on, kind of.
Okay.
Come forward is what I was saying, right? Like presentarse, atestiguar, maybe.
But if you write, come forward, it's like avanzar too.
Come forward? Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you're, I mean, like physically speaking, like if you're there and I'm here and I can say, why don't you come forward a little bit or take, you know, step up 3 steps. So you're gonna avanzar, moverte hacia adelante. Not hacia adelante, but hacia la otra persona, right? So you need to come forward to me, like avanzar hacia mí, because it's come, it's not go, you know? Venir hacia adelante, kind of. But yeah, that could also work. So come forward. But that's not gonna be a phrasal verb anymore. You know, when you say come forward and you mean it in the literal way, like come forward, it's not a phrasal verb. It's only like 2 words. Why don't you go there? Why don't you go somewhere? To come somewhere. So it's not gonna be a phrasal verb anymore.
Okay.
To come out.
Like to come out is like you're keeping something and then you say.
Exactly. So yes, like salir a la luz, right? Que algo salió a la luz. So it came out that the major had received a bribe for awarding the contract. So revelarse, salir a la luz. Yeah. And it's also used for, you know, when you, if you're gay or, Yeah, come out of the closet.
Mm-hmm.
You usually use it with to.
About to say that.
I'm sorry?
I was about to say that too.
Yeah. And you usually use it for I came out to my parents, right? And that means les dije a mis papás. So I came out to my parents or to my friends, to you, to this. To come through.
No.
Okay.
Continue to live, exist, be strong, or succeed after a difficult or dangerous time.
So
No.
this is like overcome. Do you remember overcome?
Overcome? No,
Yes.
but I think that
Like,
probably you happen for a lot of stuff and you're passing all that and maybe you're continue like leaving this page
yeah.
behind.
That's
Probably.
right. When you're going through some, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the example, Robert lost a lot of money when the economy was bad, but he managed to come through it and build up his business again.
So yeah, it's like you said. So when you're going through some stuff, probably hard stuff, and you come through it, so la superas, you overcome it, the obstacles, and everything goes back to normal. So everything is gonna come through eventually. So everything's gonna be okay. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, to come up.
No, I think I heard that. I heard that, but I come up. No, to be mentioned or suggested.
Yes. This is like to think about something, to come up with an idea, usually.
Yeah, an idea.
Yeah. Or with something. So the proposal came up at the last meeting. So proposal surgió, kind of. The proposal came up at the last meeting. Yeah, so somebody surgió, or someone brought it up, came up. So okay, I don't know. Let's look for it in Spanish. But it's usually with an idea, with a thought, with a suggestion, with an offer. So what did you came up with? So what did you come up? I don't know what it. That's not there. Surgir, yes.
Surgir. Surgir.
Or yeah, surgir. Like yeah, probably that. So you usually use it with. So can you come up, maybe when you're thinking about the names for your baby, you're like, I don't know, I came up with this name. So I thought of this name that we can name our baby. Or I came up with this idea for a new investment or for a new innovation or a new company. So you come up with something.
Okay.
So yes. Any questions?
No.
Okay. So let's see. Can you please read the first one?
Job didn't rest warmly enough, so he came down with a cold. Wow. Okay. Got sick.
Yes. The second one?
I don't know how it came about, but Isa broke her arm. Made them feel angry or upset with each other. Probably occur. No,
Occur.
sorry. Come about. Evil. Was rebelled. No, no, let me see the other ones because I am not understanding this sentence.
Okay.
Come about is evolve.
Evolve, happen, progress,
I don't know.
develop.
Okay, occur.
Yes, I don't know how it occurred. So I don't know how it happened, basically. I don't know how it happened, but Isa broke her. It's not that used, honestly. Came about, you would just say, I don't know how it happened. Not that used.
Came out. When the police checked his history, it came out that he was lying. What revealed?
Was revealed. Sometimes you can also use turns out, right? Which means like resulta que. So the police checked his story. Turns out he was lying.
All right. Turns out. People thought Lars and Erica would stay together forever, but his long hours at the office came between them and made them feel angry or upset with each other. Kimiko came across your sister when she was in Osaka. Ran into.
Okay, that was perfect. So to come down with something, to get sick or something, came about, happened, came out. Okay. Now any questions or comments?
No.
Okay. So then I'll send the survey and I'll be seeing you tomorrow night.
Okay. Done. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Bye-bye. Take care.
You too. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.